Yo, welcome everybody back to the JV Sports Room. As usual, your host, JDino, the other half of the team behind the scenes, my man Vince.
Yeah.
We down here in Florida dealing with another hurricane. Nicole over here giving everyone fits. So it's difficult to make it in studio right now, but that doesn't stop the JV Sports team from bringing you all the most recent news and updates in the sports world. So, with that being said, I'd like to welcome back to the show multi-sport analyst, huge Dallas Cowboy fan. I'd like to welcome back to the show my man Jarvis.
Yo, appreciate it, man. Glad to be back, brother.
Yes, sir, man. We've had you in here for a couple stints for NFC East conversation and stuff like that, but we're going to keep you here for the whole show this time. You go with that?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. I'm ready, baby.
Let's do it, man. It's been a big couple weeks in the sports world. Like we mentioned last show, there was a trade deadline that came and went in the NFL. That was super exciting. You know, the NBA tipped off, and that's starting to get fun right now. We're like 10, 12 games into that season. And obviously, you're the college football guy. So we're going to talk about a little bit of college football too, man. But before we get into any of that, man, I want to give these Houston Astros some props, man. Winning their second World Series in franchise history. Jeremy PEÑA caps off his sensational rookie season with a World Series MVP. Man, talk to me about this World Series, man.
Shout out to Mattress Mac, man. I mean, $10 million to win $75 million. I mean, that's one of the largest sports bet in the history of sports betting.
That's crazy, man.
Having a cojones.
Facts. That's
to put that much up,
man.
Yeah, shout out to you, bro. But yeah, shout out to the Astros, man. They dominated pretty much. I mean, they had a great season. It was inevitable that they win it. Shout out to the Phillies for trying. I mean, they got there. They tried.
It was good. You know, Big J was in here with a whole lot of Philly energy last time. The energy in Philly has been amazing. You know, there's no doubt about that. You know, they came into the playoffs as the worst team, you know, record-wise. You know, so they were underdogs the entire playoffs. So much props to them for fighting hard. But like you said, they ran into a bulldozer, man. Those Houston Astros, they were dominant. You said it.
Shout out to Big J, man. Big J, what's happening, brother?
Yeah, man. They were dominant this entire playoffs, man. They swept through the first two rounds, and like we said, you know, they closed out these last three games with dominance, man.
Swept the Yankees.
Yeah, hey, we don't got to talk about that, man. We're not talking about that right now. No, but yeah, shout out to those Houston Astros sweeping the Yankees and winning their second World Series in franchise history. Shout out to Jeremy PEÑA for being the first rookie ever shortstop to win a Gold Glove. Yeah. They've had a sensational season on defense, especially, man. Shout out to those Houston Astros. But unfortunately for them and the MLB fans in general, this was actually the second least watched World Series in MLB history. And that's in large part to your college football and their fans, because there was three other huge games on, especially in this last game of the World Series, Game 6. Three huge games going on at the same time, man. So college football world really dominated that Saturday night. Over on NBC, Notre Dame was upsetting Clemson. You know, we had the in-state battle between Miami and FSU going on at the same time too. And over on ESPN, LSU was over there upsetting the Alabama Crimson Tide, man. There was a lot of big games going on at the same time. So, with that said, I'm going to send it over to my college football guy. Talk to me about these big games and the college season so far, Jarvis.
Alabama fans don't like that, man.
No, man. They lost two straight, actually, huh?
Yeah, they don't like that, man. I mean, Tennessee and then LSU. LSU's having a lackluster season. They just made their season by upsetting Alabama.
Yep.
So that's how you turn your season around. You get that big win. Shout out to my Gators. Shout out my Gators for the big win last week.
Gator Nation playing big.
Man. I mean, Notre Dame beating Clemson. Wow.
Who saw that?
I mean, they beat them impressively.
They did.
I did not expect that. I literally thought Clemson would win that game.
What was that? Fourth ranked Clemson, right?
Yeah.
Huge upset.
Notre Dame beat them from the beginning to the end. So that that did change the landscape of the college football playoff rankings.
I'm sure.
I mean, this is crazy. So being that only 4 teams go to the playoffs, I mean, it's really important that, you know, you get ranked in that top 4.
Right.
Can't wait till the expansion. Really ready to see a larger amount of teams make the playoffs. I think there's opportunity there for some good games and some upsets.
Right.
And, you know, giving these smaller schools a chance to get there, like a Jackson State potentially one day, if Deion continues doing what he's doing. That would be crucial.
Right.
You see an HBCU in the college football playoff, that would be crazy.
That would be different for sure.
That would be different. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to the expansion. But yeah, so we're looking at right now, Georgia's still holding down number 1.
Yep. Still on top.
They look serious.
Strong.
Ohio State with a comeback win. What is it, last week? Coming in at number 2. Yep. Michigan number 3. TCU number 4. And then Tennessee coming in at 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Top 5, not what everybody expected at all. Definitely like Ohio State. Shout out to Alex, big Ohio State fan. Buckeyes looking real strong this season.
Man, and I just don't understand how teams like with 2 losses are still in the top 10, like an Alabama and like an LSU. I mean, the SEC's a tough conference. We beat up on each other, but I mean, you know.
I can't understand that either.
Yeah.
But in general, man, you know, we didn't see these top 5. We didn't see the top 10 being the way it was right now. And it's pretty flipped upside down, huh?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It just goes to show that, you know, any given Saturday or Thursday or Friday.
Or Sunday for that matter. So that takes us straight to the NFL, man. Let's talk about some of the NFL teams and the power rankings going on over there. They kicked off this past week on Thursday night. Those Philadelphia Eagles, still with an unblemished record. Much props to them. How you feeling about them Eagles right about now? They kicked off the week against Houston, beating them. Houston, they ain't have a problem over there.
They're strong, man. They're strong. We knew this coming into the season. Our NFC East preview show that I was a guest on, that we talked about it being a 2-team race.
Right.
The Eagles and the Cowboys. Now, with that being said, the Eagles are definitely very, very strong right now. Respect what they're doing. Yeah. I see you. Yeah, I know. Giants looking real strong. I think they're the most overrated team in the NFL.
Overrated?
Overrated. I thought you would lose to Jacksonville. You pull that game out. Now, I do respect the Giants because they're winning these tight games. They're finding a way to win. But
I mean, but you don't think that win against Baltimore was impressive at all? I mean, I mean, we beat up on Green Bay as well, but everybody's beating up on Green Bay nowadays.
Right.
But hey, man, we're pulling together wins, man, and we're grinding them out.
You are. I think everything changes in the next 9 weeks. I think you guys fall apart.
Hey, man, we got Houston coming up this week. And hey, Houston, there's not going to be a problem. Listen, we're going to handle Houston easily this week. We got Detroit the week after that.
Now, Dameon Pierce did have a good game against the Eagles. Like, Houston came out firing. So don't sleep on Houston. Dameon Pierce is a monster, bro.
He did, but they also lost Jordan Davis early in that game. And I think Dameon Pierce did take advantage a lot of that. He beat them to the edge very often. And obviously Jordan Davis is a load in the middle. He consumes so much. He beats the offensive lineman so often and gets to those running backs. Like, that guy is strong, man. I definitely think Dameon Pierce took advantage a lot of no Jordan Davis being in that game. I don't know, man. Our run D is very good. And as a matter of fact, our defense in general has been playing very good. So I don't think there's going to be a problem with Houston. I don't think so.
Cowboys, real quick, I'll just touch base on them since that's my team.
Absolutely. They've been playing well. They've had back-to-back wins against NFC North teams.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is this. I just when Dak came back, I saw an instant change of play calling.
Yeah.
And that
absolutely.
You know, and we almost lost that game, his first game back. because of that. He threw the ball 40 times,
right.
50 times. And I just think we need to continue running the ball. Pollard showing that he's the more explosive back right now. Zeke, we're not
Zeke looking weak.
Yeah, Zeke's looking weak. But Jerry Jones said he's not going away from Zeke. So, I think
he's just trying to hold on to him for the playoffs. Because obviously we all know in the playoffs it's a game of the trenches, and you got to beat people in the trenches. And that's what Zeke does best. So I think they preserve him for the playoffs is what they're doing right now. So actually, much props to those Cowboys for doing that. If that is their strategy.
Now, it could be 3 teams in the NFC East in the playoffs.
There will be 3 teams in the NFC East in the playoffs.
Right.
Speak that into existence, baby.
Write that down, Jack.
That's right. Why don't we switch over to the other team in New York that beat the other team in New York this week, but it wasn't the ones we thought. Those New York Jets got to be climbing in the power rankings right about now, beating Buffalo last week.
That was huge, man. That was huge. The Jets are definitely a surprise team, especially with Breece Hall getting hurt.
Right.
They made the trade for James Robinson, bought him in out of Jacksonville. He scored his first touchdown last week with the Jets. They're definitely a surprise team, and I don't know if it's because of a culture change. I don't know why they're so good right now.
I think it's because they just got a lot of hungry pieces, man. They got a lot of young talent on their team that's hungry, and especially that defense, man. That boy Sauce Gardner is all over the field. I mean, much props to the Jets for bringing in a lot of young talent, especially on that defensive side of the ball. Yeah,
he's got swag.
He does.
He's got swag. Yeah, he's got swag.
You got to have that in the NFL, man.
But yeah, I mean, another takeaway from that game is, the injury to Josh Allen. Was it UCL?
Yeah. Buffalo Bills go down in that game, but they lose more than just the game. They possibly lose Josh Allen for maybe a couple weeks. It's not sure just yet. We for all we know, we might see him this week. If they decide to put him out there, I strongly encourage Buffalo to rest him at least a week or two, because that is your franchise quarterback, right? But yes, UCL injury to his throwing arm, which actually is the only other injury that kept him out of games so far in his career, and that was in his rookie season. He missed 4 games because of that same injury.
And not a cupcake schedule coming up, right?
At all.
So Vikings this week.
Right.
Browns next week.
Mm-hmm.
Without Josh Allen, that could be 2 losses, brother.
It could be. That's a couple strong defenses. A couple strong teams, period. And it definitely could turn into a couple losses.
I think that's huge. I think that was the biggest takeaway of the game. Josh going down, and that hurts. Yeah. Gabe Davis. What a dud week he had.
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, he's having a lot of those lately. I mean, he actually. It's actually crazy because the injury that Josh Allen sustained came late in the game, right before he threw the longest pass of his entire season to Gabe Davis, which actually hit him right in the chest and bounced off. Gabe Davis, what's going on, man? You got to give Josh Allen a little more help out there, man. Catch the ball.
Kill my fantasy this week.
Yeah, but Buffalo definitely in for a tough couple weeks, especially if there is no Josh Allen. You mentioned that they got the Minnesota Vikings this week, and that's a very strong team as well, especially with the new addition that they just added this past week in TJ Hawkinson. He comes in and has 9 receptions in his debut as a Minnesota Viking. Minnesota's looking strong right now too, man. How you feeling about the Vikings?
They're tough, man. They stay tough, right? Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook. I mean, they're just a grinded out team.
Right.
They're a grinded out team, highly explosive. And I mean, they're in it to win it. I mean, they should win that division.
Oh, they will win that division, hands down.
Hands down, win that division.
Green Bay is the other team that everybody was talking about, and they're 3-6 right now. So it's definitely coming down to Minnesota in that division.
Well, what a week Justin Fields had last week, though.
He did. Justin Fields looked great, man. 178 yards on the ground and showing more and more confidence Even though it came in a loss, he's showing confidence on that field for sure. His playmaking and IQ on the field is not like many others, man.
Yeah, Chicago's future's bright for sure.
For sure, man. But definitely Minnesota still at the top, towards the top of the power rankings as well. Obviously another team up there, but over in the AFC, since we talked about Buffalo, let's talk about the team that's really dominating that AFC and those Kansas City Chiefs. Patty Mahomes still getting it done. He's finding new receivers every week, getting it done any way possible. He's MVP right now.
Yeah, he's looking great, man. And I mean, I credit so much to Andy Reid as a coach.
Absolutely.
I think that is the X factor, right? I think Andy Reid is just such an offensive genius, and he's proven that. You don't even know Tyreek's gone, right?
Right.
Then he goes out and grabs Kadarius Toney, former Gator.
Yep.
Let's go, baby. From the Giants. I mean, for little or nothing, right? You got Kadarius Toney for little or nothing. He's another fast, electric dog.
Right. He had a couple catches in his debut.
Dog. You go get a dog. And they were talking about how they've been eyeing him since the draft. They've been making the Giants trade proposals since the draft for Kadarius Toney. So I think that's a crucial piece. Mecole Hardman showed that he can step into that role of a Tyreek Hill. Adding Kadarius Toney. I think, man, there's no fall off. There's no fall off. They still have plenty of speed. Andy Reid's the coach.
And Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback.
He's the quarterback.
That's the biggest thing.
Right. Yeah.
But they're going to keep dominating that AFC. But there are a couple other teams playing good, right? The Baltimore Ravens. They've been battling through injuries again. J.K. Dobbins down again. Rashad Bateman down again. Mark Andrews has been hurt. Gus Edwards has been hurt. Lamar doing it again with a bunch of second-string players again, but continues to get it done. They go and beat New Orleans this past week, and Lamar just continues to get it done.
Pay this man.
Pay the man.
Pay this man. Pay this man. Like, legit, man. Pay this man. Like, I don't know what else he can do to show you that he's worthy of being paid, bro. Like, pay this man. Like you said, they have a patched-together team. They got rid of Hollywood Brown in the offseason.
Right.
I mean, dude, who are their threats? Like, who do they have? Legit?
Right now, they're getting it done on the ground still. Kenyon Drake actually had 2 touchdowns this game. And also on defense, they actually played a very stout defensive game this past game. Roquan Smith comes over from Chicago, and he looks like he's supposed to be there. He didn't get any sacks on the quarterback, but definitely a whole lot of pressure on Andy Dalton this past week.
Yeah. I mean, the Ravens are a grinded out team. I mean, hopefully Dobbins comes back. He's been hurt on my bench. In my IR spot for a while now.
It's unfortunate.
I'm waiting on Jarvis to come back. But Ravens look great.
Do you think these Ravens or any other team in the AFC could contend with the Bills and the Chiefs at the top there?
No, man.
No, it comes down to just the Bills and the Chiefs in your opinion?
Yeah, I thought the Chargers would have a breakthrough year this year, but with Keenan Allen being hurt, for most of the season already. And I thought they would really have a real breakout season where they can contend with these guys. But they're not getting it done. So no, I don't think any other AFC team. Well, maybe the Bengals, right?
All right, so since you mentioned them Bengals, they're actually the last team I want to talk about in these power rankings. They got to be climbing. They had a tough loss last Monday night against the Cleveland Browns, but they bounced back against Carolina, and they bounced back in a big way, 42-21 win. Right? Man, they showed they're not your average Joes, They usually get it done in the air with Joe Burrow, right? And all his receivers, but they were missing Jamar Chase this week. So they get it done with Joe Mixon on the ground. 211 total yards and 5 touchdowns. Yeah, these guys aren't your average Joes at all.
No pun intended. Joe Mixon, man, wow, what a game. I mean, what do you have? 153 on the ground and 4 touchdowns, 58 in the air and a touchdown. Yeah, he carried this team. I mean, he scored 5 out of the 6 touchdowns. I mean, it was literally his game. What a day. What a day. You don't have days like that in the NFL. So, yeah, definitely shout out to Joe Mixon. Cincinnati could, don't count them out. Don't count them out of the race.
How could you? They made it to the big game last year. You know, they've got the experience. They're still young. They're still hungry.
Here's the thing, man. This is where everything changes. Like, second half of the season.
Right.
Like, wipe away the first half of the season. If you're a team like a Tampa Bay, you know, you're fighting right now. Like, you have to win, right?
Right.
If you're a team like Buffalo, you may be able to drop 1 or 2, right? But right now, like, the teams that have to win. So all those games where, you know, the underdog is coming in, and this is where you make your money in Vegas right now.
Facts.
Because the teams that are supposed to win are going to win. Right. And you're just worried about the spread. So, this is big time of the season right now.
Agreed.
That's why the Giants are going to, you know, fall back to mediocrity.
Hey, come on now. Yeah, we still got one more matchup against you guys, man.
Yeah.
Watch out now. Yeah, man. But you like these Bengals climbing in the power rankings, I assume?
1B.
Okay, okay.
Buffalo, Kansas City 1A, Bengals 1B.
Okay, above the Ravens right now?
Yeah.
And you like Bengals coming out of that division or the Ravens?
They have more weapons. They have more weapons, man. Yeah, I definitely like the Bengals more than the Ravens. I mean, Lamar can't do it alone. And if it gets to playoff time, Lamar's electric, but I think the Bengals have more weapons than the Ravens. And, I think they'll get it done.
No, I agree with you 100%. I got the Bengals beating out the Ravens to win that division this year as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it has not only been a lot going on in the NFL and the MLB, but the NBA tipped off too. We about a couple weeks into the NBA season, 10, 12 games in now.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's really exciting. I've actually had the opportunity to attend a couple Magic games at this point. And man, I'm super excited about NBA season. College basketball is cranking up. It just started this week, Monday.
Sports are awesome excited right now. Yes, sir.
Best time of the season, brother. And it's starting to cool off. Like,
love it, man.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. We started the last NBA session talking about how Nash was out and Ime Udoka was in, but we were wrong. JV Sports Team was wrong. It's actually not Ime Udoka in. It's actually Jacques Vaughn that takes over as the Nets coach now. This is actually his second stint as the Nets coach. He took over a couple seasons ago as the interim head coach. And he actually had 3 years over with us with the Orlando Magic back in the day. Didn't do too well back then, you know, so hopefully, you know, with all these stints that he's had and other stops that he's had, maybe he can bring a new culture to these Brooklyn Nets, man. What you think about that?
The Nets are a dumpster fire, man. I mean, for all the moves that they made and all the talent they had acquired, like, I don't understand why they just can't put it together. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, they just have so many off the court antics, you know, especially with like Kyrie Irving, especially. I mean, he's on the fringe of retiring at this point in time. We don't even know if we're going to see him again this season or how soon.
Like, is it because of the big market? Like, why all of the distractions? Like, why can't they get it?
That's a good question, man. I think it's because of the actual players. You know, they've got the wrong pieces over there, man. Like I said, Kyrie Irving is a constant distraction. You know, Ben Simmons goes over there and has probably only played a handful of games this season, and he hasn't even looked that great, to be honest with you. I don't really know what's going on in Brooklyn, to be honest with you, man.
Yeah, it's really weird. I can't understand. Like, Kevin Durant,
He's got to be getting frustrated at this point in time. I mean, he's going to have to play on an MVP type level just for them to even be relevant this season at this point in time.
They need to blow the team up at this point, right? Just blow it up and start over, man.
Yep.
Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense, but I digress.
Hey, man, but since I mentioned the MVP, and I don't really think KD is going to compete for it because I don't even think he's going to play the full season, to be honest with you. You know, once they lose too many games, I think he shuts it down personally.
Right.
But since I mentioned the MVP, who you like in your MVP race this year, man?
I think it's Giannis's to lose at this point. I mean, at this point in the season, I think it's Giannis's to lose. They're 9-1. They recently lost to the Atlanta Hawks. Even though he's been out, a couple games, I mean, they were undefeated until he went out, right?
Right.
And now he's out. They're losing a couple games. But, I mean, Giannis's to lose. He's an animal. He's big. He's fast.
He's a freak.
Strong.
A Greek freak.
He's a dominant player.
Yep. Personally, if you ask me, I got to go with that boy Luka, man. He's playing on another level right now. Obviously, Dallas is flirting right around 500. But, man, that boy Luka, I got to see him in person the other night, against the Magic. It was Luka against the Magic. Oh, little man. It was literally Luka magic. He made Luka magic like he often does. And if you ask me, I think he's got to be the front runner for MVP right now. I mean, I know according to, statistics and according to, record, Giannis has it right now. But Luka averaging 36, 9, and 8. And I mean, that guy's unstoppable. And he is just so fun to watch.
That's crazy. His numbers are out of control right now.
They are.
Shout out to my friend Duke, man. He's a big Mavericks fan. He'll be happy about this conversation. But yeah, I mean, Luka's phenomenal right now. Dallas is looking, pretty good. But the surprise team to me is, man, the Cleveland freaking Cavaliers.
Yeah, man.
What the heck? I mean, granted, it's a long season. But I mean, the Cleveland Cavaliers, I mean, what the heck is going on in Cleveland?
Yeah, man. I mean, you got to start giving Donovan Mitchell a little bit of praise and maybe putting him in that MVP conversation too as well right about now, right?
Right. I mean, he's balling. And I mean, the team, obviously, I guess his change of scenery and ball clubs has put a spark under him and he's back. I mean, he's balling. They're balling.
Yeah, man, they're playing great ball, man. Got to start putting Donovan Mitchell in that conversation as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
man.
I tell you what, I attended the Magic Rockets game the other night. And I tell you what, you and I attended the draft party for the Orlando Magic during the draft. We were there when Paolo got drafted first. I obviously wanted Jabari, and you were like, no. You said I would be happy. And man, were you right.
Hey.
Wow. Paolo, man.
Paolo Banchero. Is there anybody stopping him from getting Rookie of the Year this year?
He's a grown man.
He's a grown man.
He's a grown man, brother. Like, I saw him up close and personal, and he is a grown man, bro. Like, he can handle the ball. He's big. He's physical. He has the dog in his heart.
Yep.
Like, and he made Jabari look like a little boy out there.
He did.
On the court the other night.
He had 10 times his scoring. I mean, he outscored him 30-3.
Yes.
And we were comparing them at the draft.
Yes.
Come on now. Come on now.
Yes.
Not even close right now, man.
Not even close. Paolo's
much props to
Rookie of the
Paolo.
Year to lose.
Yep. Yes, sir.
To just continue with the Magic real quick. Surprise Bobo.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome,
hey, man,
Bobo.
I said it last week. I think Bobo given the opportunity, I think he could be an all-star. Maybe not this season, but in the future. Keep giving him the opportunity, Orlando Magic.
I've heard someone say that he's Chet Holmgren.
He's definitely what OKC wishes Chet Holmgren was. I mean,
Correct.
That's what they drafted him to be, you know?
Correct. I mean, that's huge, right? Because, I mean, dude, we could have the biggest starting lineup
Yep.
in the league. Like, if we put Bol at the 3, wow.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they're all interchangeable because, you know, that front court just plays so physical and they're so long, you know, between Wendell Carter, Paolo Banchero, and Bol, moving Franz down to a guard. I mean, they've got 4 guys on the court, 6'10" or bigger.
Right.
I mean, definitely one of the biggest teams in the NBA, if not the biggest, for sure. Why we can't take advantage of that? I'm not too sure right now. I think they just have to gain confidence as a unit. Is what it really is. Because you know we see them win some of these big games. You know they show up for games against like Golden State, right? But then they give up huge leads to teams like Sacramento and the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Houston Rockets. Exactly. So I think they just have to gain that confidence. You know, they have to learn how to string together these wins so that they can string together confidence, man. But I think when they do, the sky's the limit for these Orlando Magic with all this young talent they have, for sure.
It's exciting, brother. It's an exciting time to be a Magic fan, man. Like,
it is.
I see it, and I just hope the front office doesn't blow it up like they normally do, because we have a legit squad of young talent. We legit have a squad of young talent. So
absolutely,
I'm just excited. I'm excited to be a Magic fan right now and just to see where it goes.
Yeah, obviously they're sitting at the bottom of the league right now, probably not making the playoffs. I know I made mention of them possibly making them the play-in this year. And, you know, like I said, if they string together some of these wins, I don't see why they can't. I mean, do you think they have any shot at a play-in this year?
I agree. I think a play-in is probably where we wind up. I was listening to a stat that LeBron James's rookie year, he started out 0-5 and ended up winning, I think, 35 games.
Yep.
But yeah, I think, like you said, if we get a string of wins, it's so early in the season, they got to gel. Most of these guys are rookies or second-year players, or third-year players. They have to gel chemistry and get that game experience. And I think as the season goes on, other teams start wearing down. We got very young legs. I think that we get better and we start winning some games. And yeah, we have a possibility to make a play in for sure.
Very nice. Very nice. Any other surprise teams that you think could make the playoffs this year, or any other surprise teams that you think we should watch out for? Any bold predictions?
No bold predictions. You know, I'm a Ja Morant guy. So I'm excited to see what Ja's going to do this year. It looks like a continuation of last year. So
does Ja get over the hump and maybe make a finals this year?
A finals. A finals?
A finals.
I don't know. Maybe a Western Conference final.
Okay.
I don't know about the NBA finals. I don't know if Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies come out the West. I think they're competing for the West.
Okay. But I agree with that. But since you said that you don't think they could come out of the West, tell me, who you got coming out the West? As a matter of fact, Jarvis, who you like in your finals, boss?
Dang, it's so early, man. It's so early. I don't think Phoenix gets there. Dude, how do you count Golden State out? Like, how do you count Golden State out? Bold prediction. Boston Celtics. Golden State Warriors.
A repeat again?
Boston wins.
Oh, there you go. Boston wins the NBA Finals this year. That's your pick?
Yeah, I think so.
I like it.
You heard it here. Yeah, I think so, man.
I like it.
I think so.
Remember, Boston's got to beat out your boy, the Greek Freak. Hey,
yeah, I know.
And like you said, he's going to be playing on that MVP level all season. So it's going to be fun.
And they want to get Greek Freak another one, right?
They do. Hey, don't let me change your mind. Yeah, man, definitely still a lot of time left in the NBA, but it should be a fun NBA season, man. Jarvis, man, appreciate you coming on the JV Sports Room again.
Always, my brother. Much love to the JV Sports family. I'm about to take down this JV Sports Room Fantasy Football League this year. I just wanted to mention that for all of you that are watching that are in the league. Yep. Watch out for my squad because I'm balling, baby.
Jarvis, man, appreciate you coming through again, man. Good luck to your Cowboys.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you guys for watching. Make sure you check us out at sportjv.com. Support the merch, JDino 407 for savings. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And if you haven't yet, mash that button, like and subscribe on YouTube. And as usual, we got a quote for you guys, this time from Tom Hanks in Apollo 13. Houston, we have a problem. Shout out to the Houston Astros for winning their second World Series. Thank you guys for watching.